Dive into the captivating life of Barry Cullen, a name that echoes through the golden era of hockey. This video unveils the incredible journey of a man who was more than just a player, a brother, father, and community hero whose legacy still inspires. From thrilling victories on the ice to heart-wrenching challenges off it, Barry's story is packed with passion, resilience, and family bonds that will keep you hooked. What secrets shaped his rise to fame? How did he overcome setbacks to leave a lasting mark? Join us as we explore the highs, lows, and untold moments of a true Canadian icon. Don't miss this emotional roller coaster, perfect for hockey fans and anyone who loves a story of grit and heart. Hit that play button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's uncover the legacy of Barry Cullen together. Charles Francis Barry. Cullen was born on June 16, 1935, in Ottawa, Ontario, during a transformative period in Canadian history. The 1930s were marked by the lingering effects of the Great Depression, which had strained families across the nation, including the working-class household of Joe and Marie Cullen, Barry's parents. Joe, a steadfast laborer, and Marie, a nurturing homemaker, instilled in their four sons, Brian, Barry, Bruce, and Ray, values of diligence, unity, and perseverance. Ottawa, Canada's capital, was a hub of political and economic activity, with government buildings and bustling markets. But for young Barry, the city's frozen ponds and backyard rinks were the true centers of excitement. Winters in Ottawa were harsh, with temperatures often plunging below zero, yet they fostered a communal spirit through hockey, a sport that transcended social and economic divides. Neighborhood children would gather on makeshift rinks, using hand-me-down scats and sticks, chasing pucks under the glow of streetlights or moonlight. For Barry, these moments ignited a lifelong passion for the game, shaping his identity and aspirations. The Cullen household was a microcosm of this hockey-centric culture. While Bruce pursued interests outside the sport, Brian, Barry, and Ray were drawn to the ice from an early age, their sibling bond strengthened by countless hours of shinny, informal hockey games, played in backyards and on local ponds. Joe and Marie supported their son's enthusiasm, despite limited financial means, often sacrificing to afford basic hockey equipment. The end of World War II in 1945, when Barry was just 10 years old, brought a wave of optimism to Canada. The nation entered a post-war economic boom, and hockey became a unifying force, with the National Hockey League's original 6 teams, Boston Bruins, Chicago Blackhawks, Detroit Red Wings, Montreal Canadiens, New York Rangers, and Toronto Maple Leafs, captivating audiences through radio broadcasts. Barry idolized players like Maurice "Rocket" Richard, whose explosive scoring for the Montreal Canadiens electrified fans, and Gordie Howe, whose blend of skill and physicality with the Detroit Red Wings set a standard for excellence. These heroes fueled Barry's dreams, but within the Cullen family, hockey was more than admiration. It was a shared legacy, a thread woven into their daily lives. Barry's childhood was characterized by simplicity and discipline. Mornings often began with chores, shoveling snow, helping with household tasks, before school, where he excelled in both academics and athletics. His natural athleticism shone through in neighborhood games, where his speed and quick hands made him a standout. By his early teens, he was already recognized in Ottawa's youth hockey circles, playing in local leagues organized by community volunteers. These early experiences laid the foundation for his future, teaching him the value of teamwork and resilience. The Cullen brothers' backyard rink, built by Joe with packed snow and a garden hose, became their training ground, where they honed their skills and developed an intuitive understanding of each other's playing styles. This familial synergy would later define their success on larger stages. In the early 1950s, the Cullen family relocated to St. Catharines, Ontario, a move that profoundly shaped Barry's path. Situated in the Niagara region's fruit belt, St. Catharines was a vibrant town known for its orchards, vineyards, and proximity to the industrial Welland Canal, which connected Lake Ontario to Lake Erie. The town's economy thrived on agriculture and manufacturing, with factories providing jobs for many residents, including Joe Cullen, who found work to support the family. For the Cullen brothers, St. Catharines offered a new arena for their hockey ambitions, a thriving junior hockey scene that attracted scouts from across Canada. The town's rinks, from the Garden City Arena to frozen ditches and ponds, buzzed with young players dreaming of professional careers. Community events often revolved around sports, with hockey games drawing crowds of locals who cheered passionately for their teams. At 16, Barry joined the St. Catharines Teepees, a junior team in the Ontario Hockey Association, OHA, known for its competitive spirit and support from the local Indigenous community, which inspired the team's name and emblem. The Teepees were a powerhouse, coached by tough but fair mentors who emphasized discipline and aggressive play. In the 1953-54 season, at age 18, Barry suited up alongside his older brother Brian, forming a dynamic duo. Brian, a center, possessed a playmaker's vision, while Barry, on the right wing, brought speed and a lethal shot. Their chemistry, refined through years of backyard games, was evident on the ice. Barry's quick release and ability to find open spaces complemented Brian's precise passing, making their line a constant threat. The Teepees dominated the OHA that season, with Barry contributing key goals and assists in critical games. Their playoff run was nothing short of spectacular, culminating in a victory in the Memorial Cup, Canada's premier junior hockey championship. The final series, played against the Edmonton Oil Kings, showcased the brothers' synergy, with Barry scoring a pivotal goal in the deciding game. The victory sparked a massive celebration in St. Catharines, with a parade winding through downtown, where thousands lined the streets, waving banners and cheering. For Barry, the triumph was a defining moment, solidifying his love for hockey and foreshadowing the family legacy that would unfold. The Memorial Cup win brought Barry local fame and caught the attention of professional scouts. His performance, marked by 22 goals and 35 assists in 48 games, demonstrated his offensive prowess and ability to perform under pressure. Off the ice, he remained grounded, helping at home and maintaining close ties with his brothers. The move to St. Catharines had not only elevated his hockey career, but also deepened the Cullen family's bond, with Brian and Barry sharing the thrill of victory, and Ray, still a young teen, watching with admiration, eager to follow in their footsteps. In 1954, at 19, Barry transitioned to professional hockey, signing with the Winnipeg Warriors of the Western Hockey League as he WHL. Standing 6 feet tall and weighing 175 pounds, he was lean but agile, with a right-handed shot that featured a deceptive, quick release. The WHL was a rugged, competitive league, serving as a proving ground for future NHL stars and a home for seasoned veterans. Games were physical, with smaller rinks amplifying the intensity, and travel across Western Canada tested players' endurance. Barry adapted swiftly, using his speed to evade defenders and his hockey sense to create scoring chances. In his first season, he scored 18 goals and 27 assists in 65 games, earning respect from teammates and opponents alike. By 1956, his breakout performance, 28 goals and 40 assists in 70 games, earned him the WHL Rookie of the Year award, a testament to his rapid development and scoring touch. The NHL beckoned, and in the 1955-56 season, Barry made his debut with the Toronto Maple Leafs, a franchise synonymous with Canadian pride. The Leafs were in a rebuilding phase, having not won a Stanley Cup since 1951, and were eager to integrate young talent. Barry's arrival brought a spark to the roster. His first NHL goal, scored against the Montreal Canadiens, was a defining moment. Facing Jacques Plante, one of the era's elite goaltenders, Barry unleashed a wrist shot from the slot that found the top corner, sending the Maple Leaf Gardens crowd into a frenzy. The goal, scored in his third game, marked his arrival in the big leagues and fulfilled a childhood dream. Over the season, he played 42 games, scoring 5 goals and 8 assists, modest numbers that reflected the learning curve of a rookie in the 6-team NHL, where competition for ice time was fierce. The late 1950s were a period of growth for Barry. In the 1957-58 season, he played a full 70-game schedule, his best in the NHL, tallying 14 goals and 25 assists for 39 points. The era was defined by defensive low-scoring hockey, with goaltenders like Plant and Terry Sawchuk dominating, making Barry's output notable. Playing alongside Brian, who had also joined the Leafs, added a unique dimension. The brothers became the first sibling duo to play together for Toronto since the 1940s, generating excitement among fans and media. Their on-ice chemistry was evident, particularly in a memorable game against the Detroit Red Wings in February 1958. Late in the third period, with the score tied, Barry carried the puck up the right wing, evaded a defender, and slid a pass to Brian, who one-timed it past the goaltender for an overtime winner. The play, born from years of instinctive understanding, drew roars from the crowd and headlines in Toronto papers. Off the ice, the brothers remained close, sharing an apartment and often reminiscing about their St. Catherine's days. However, the NHL's physical toll began to mount. Barry suffered from a recurring knee injury, first sustained in a collision during the 1957-58 season. The injury, a sprained ligament, limited his explosiveness, forcing him to adapt his game to rely more on positioning and hockey IQ. In the 1958-59 season, he played 51 games, scoring 6 goals and 13 assists, as the Leafs struggled and missed the playoffs. The injury, combined with the team's lack of success, cast uncertainty over his future in Toronto. In June 1959, Barry was traded to the Detroit Red Wings in a deal that sent Johnny Wilson and Frank Rogavine to Toronto. The move was a fresh start, as Detroit was the NHL's powerhouse of the 1950s, having won 4 Stanley Cups in the decade. The roster featured legends like Gordie Howe, whose 44 goals in 1958-59 led the league, and Ted Lindsay, a fierce competitor and advocate for players' rights. Barry, eager to prove himself, joined a team with high expectations. His early games showed promise, with his speed and playmaking complementing Detroit's offensive style. However, in November 1959, disaster struck. During a game against the Chicago Blackhawks, Barry collided awkwardly with a defender near the boards, twisting his knee severely. The injury, diagnosed as a torn meniscus, required surgery and weeks of rehabilitation. He returned late in the 1959-60 season, playing 68 games and recording 9 goals and 13 assists, but his mobility was noticeably diminished. Despite the setback, Barry contributed to Detroit's playoff run. In the semifinals, the Red Wings faced the Toronto Maple Leafs, pitting Barry against Brian in an emotionally charged series. Barry's defensive play, including key shot blocking and forechecking, helped Detroit win in 6 games. However, the Red Wings fell to the Montreal Canadiens in the Stanley Cup Final, a series dominated by Montreal's speed and depth. Barry recorded no points in 6 playoff games, but earned praise from coach Sid Abel for his grit and reliability. Abel noted Barry's ability to play through pain, a trait that defined his career but also underscored the physical toll of the sport. The knee injury's lingering effects altered Barry's trajectory. By the 1961 season, he was assigned to the Rochester Americans in the American Hockey League, AHL, a competitive minor league with passionate fans and arenas often rivaling NHL venues in atmosphere. The demotion was a blow, but Barry embraced the opportunity, scoring 25 goals and 30 assists in 70 games. His performance showcased his resilience and ability to adapt, focusing on playmaking and defensive responsibilities when his speed was compromised. Barry's AHL tenure was a testament to his determination. In 1961-62, he joined the Buffalo Bisons, where he had his most prolific professional season, leading the league with 41 goals in 69 games and adding 53 assists for 94 points. He earned first All-Star team honors. His standout performance came in a February 1962 game against the Springfield Indians, where he scored a hat trick and added 2 assists in a 6-3 win, solidifying his reputation as a scoring threat. Barry's leadership helped the Bisons reach the playoffs, though they fell short of the Calder Cup. His success was a bright spot, proving he could still dominate when healthy. Over the next 2 seasons, Barry split time between the Hershey Bears and Buffalo Bisons, continuing to produce solid numbers: 106 goals and 157 assists in 279 AHL games overall. His time in Hershey was particularly memorable, as he mentored younger players and became a fan favorite for his work ethic. However, the cumulative toll of injuries, particularly the persistent knee issues, took its toll. By 1964, at age 29, Barry retired from professional hockey. His NHL career totals, 218 games, 32 goals, 52 assists, 84 points, and 103 penalty minutes, were respectable in the original Six era, where only 120 roster spots existed league-wide, and every game demanded physical and mental toughness. After retiring, Barry settled in Guelph, Ontario, where he built a life centered on family and community. He married Judy, his lifelong partner, whose steadfast support anchored him through life's highs and lows. Together, they raised 8 children, 4 boys and 4 girls, in a bustling household filled with love and activity. Hockey remained a family affair, with the children often playing pickup games in the driveway or attending local rink practices. Barry's role as a father was hands-on. He coached his children's youth teams, emphasizing sportsmanship and effort over winning. Tragedy struck in the 1970s when Barry's son Terry, a promising player at the University of Michigan Wolverines, suffered a catastrophic neck injury during a game. A collision resulted in a fractured vertebra, ending Terry's career and leaving him with lifelong mobility challenges. Barry was a constant presence during Terry's recovery, visiting daily and offering quiet encouragement drawn from his own experiences with injury. The ordeal tested the family's resilience, but Barry's calm strength helped them navigate the hardship, reinforcing the importance of family unity. Another son, John, born in 1964, followed a remarkable path in hockey. After starring at Boston University, John joined the Pittsburgh Penguins in 1988, peaking in the 1991 season with 39 goals and 110 points split between Pittsburgh and the Hartford Whalers. In 1995, John was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin lymphoma, a life-threatening cancer. Barry stood by him through chemotherapy, offering wisdom and support. John's recovery and return to the NHL with the Tampa Bay Lightning and Toronto Maple Leafs was a testament to the resilience Barry had instilled. John retired in 1999 with 187 points in 621 games and was later inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame as a builder in 2018, a moment of immense pride for Barry, who watched quietly from the sidelines. The Cullen brothers' story added depth to Barry's life. Brian, 2 years older, played 9 NHL seasons, primarily with the Toronto Maple Leafs and New York Rangers, scoring 131 points in 332 games. Ray, the youngest, debuted with the Detroit Red Wings in 1964, amassing 195 points in 313 games across several teams. Their shared journey was unique, with all 3 brothers surpassing 100 professional goals, a feat matched by few sibling trios in hockey history. The Sutters, with 6 NHL brothers, are often cited for comparison, but the Cullens' consistency and impact stand out. Post-retirement, the brothers transitioned to business, each owning a General Motors dealership. Brian in St. Catharines, Barry in Guelph, and Ray in London, Ontario. Barry acquired his dealership in 1968, leveraging his work ethic and community ties to build a thriving business. Customers valued his warmth and authenticity, often lingering to hear stories of his playing days over coffee. The dealership became a community hub, sponsoring local sports teams and hosting charity events, reflecting Barry's commitment to giving back. Barry's influence extended far beyond hockey and business. As a member of the Rotary Club of Guelph from 1969 to 2006, he organized fundraisers for education, healthcare, and youth programs, raising thousands of dollars for local causes. He mentored young entrepreneurs, sharing lessons from hockey about discipline and teamwork. His dealership sponsored community events, from hockey tournaments to food drives, fostering a sense of unity in Guelph. Barry's life embodied the post-war Canadian dream, rising from humble roots through hard work and contributing to society. In an era when NHL salaries averaged $10,000 annually, his successful transition to business highlighted his adaptability. His experiences offer lessons for modern hockey, where player health and family legacies are increasingly valued. Barry's quiet leadership, resilience in the face of injury, and support for his son's challenges underscore the human side of the sport. Barry Cullen passed away on December the 16th, 2022, at age 87 in Guelph, surrounded by Judy, their 8 children, and 17 grandchildren and great-grandchildren. His legacy is not defined by statistics but by the lives he touched, his brothers with whom he shared the ice, his children whom he guided through triumphs and trials, and the community he strengthened. Barry's life is a testament to pursuing passion, cherishing family, and facing adversity with grace, leaving a lasting echo in hockey and beyond. We've reached the end for today. Be sure to click the like button, share your thoughts below, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. Thanks for tuning in.